Good evening, everyone. This is Rooftop Sports, and here we are for some Sonics basketball. And it's going to be between the Seattle SuperSonics and the Portland Trailblazers. And now it is time to, before we go, let's make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And also donate to this channel and join the Patreon page, which is just $5 a month. And now we will go back to 1999. And give me just a few moments as I gotta make sure that the game is working properly. All right, let's get into it. All right, Seattle SuperSonics versus the Portland Trailblazers. And this time, and I think this time I'm going to have, man, I think the offense seems to be more stable with Ruben Patterson as the starter. Yeah, I should go with that. I hope Joe Stevens is not offended by it. All right, let's get started. It's going to be Dennis Rodman and Arvydas Sabonis, more like Jerome James versus Arvydas Sabonis. And also, happy Martin Luther King Day. Forgot to say that too. All right, let's do this. Ruben Patterson, I'm giving him his starting position back. Blazers are 25-16, while the Sonics are 13-28. And we are underway. Here's Ruben Patterson. Finally getting a starting role back. And here's Watson to Rashard Lewis for three. And that is going to be a miss. And now here is Williams, Walt Williams, and he gets the layup. And Portland now gets themselves on the board. Sonics are coming off of a very difficult loss. It was against the Utah Jazz with a team that didn't even have Karl Malone. But it was John Stockton who carried the team by scoring a career high 48 points. But he took so many shots, but he did everything that he possibly could. Now here's Rasheed Wallace, and he makes it. And this could be a long night for Seattle as they have missed their first two shots. Now here's Watson to Jerome James, and he gets the dunk, and that will put the Sonics on the board. Jerome James, he is having a fine rookie season. And here's a three-pointer for Damon Stoudemire. And he makes that three-pointer. Now here is Rashard Lewis for three. And, oh, he misses it. Portland's off to a 7-2 start. Now here's Walt Williams to Stoudemire for three. And misses, and Jerome James will get the rebound. And now here's the fast break opportunity. Here's Rashard Lewis with the dunk. And the Sonics are starting to heat up just a little bit. They're starting to get some scoring going. Now here's Damon Stollmeyer, and that is blocked by Watson. And that goes out of bounds. Here's Jackson. And he misses. And Jerome James with that rebound. Here is Rashard Lewis for 3. And misses again. And this is where he has shown his streakiness. Some have questioned if he is just better off coming off the bench for now, but Sonics just don't have any options. The only other option is Joe Stevens. He's also very inconsistent as a starter. Dennis Rodman with the rebound. Now here's Ruben Patterson. Over to Dennis Rodman. Jerome James. And he will go up against Arvydas Sabonis, and he makes the basket. Jerome James has now 2 baskets thus far. And the other one belongs to Rashard Lewis with the dunk. 2 of the baskets are dunks. Now here's Rasheed Wallace, and he is fouled by Rodman. Now here's Jim Jackson to Arvydas Sabonis. And he hooks it up and in. Portland's one of the top teams in the Western Conference. Here's Rodman going up against Rasheed Wallace. Tries to fake him out. Lewis for 3. No! And he misses again. Now here's Jamie Watson trying to go up on Walt Williams. And he misses. Good defense by Williams. Now here is Ruben Patterson to Jerome James. And he is fouled, and he will go to the line. That's something that Jerome James is good at. He does have value. He's able to at least go to the line, but his free throws does need a lot of work. He makes it. He can at least draw fouls. Still is raw talent, but for someone already scoring 10 points, especially for someone that was only a second-round pick, I have hopes for Jerome James and his development. Now here's Walt Williams to Damon Stollmeyer. And somehow Jerome James didn't block that shot. Instead, he fouls Damon Stollmeyer. And now he will go to the line. And he makes them both. Jerome James, he did foul Stollmeyer. Here's Patterson for 3. James with the rebound, and he misses. And he makes the shot. And Jamie Watson's going to take it up. And here's Rodman. He's open, and he gets the dunk. It was a nice pass by Watson. Rodman nearly lost it. And timeout has been called by Portland. It is now 13-9 Portland. And here's Damon Stollmeyer. And Watson with the rebound. Now here is Ruben Patterson. Nice bounce pass. And misses the point-blank shot. He could not believe it. Now here's Cato. And misses, and Rodman gets the rebound. Now here's Ruben Patterson. And he makes the lay-in. And Isaiah Ryder. He brings it up. Here's Stollmeyer being guarded by Jamie Watson. Now here's Rasheed Wallace. And blocked by Rodman. But it is Portland ball. But I think the Blazers only have like 1 second to shoot in the shot clock. See how much time they actually do have. I don't think they have enough time at all. It's going to be a catch and shoot situation. That's why they're a bit hesitant. And that's a shot clock violation. Great defense by Jamie Watson to cause those problems. And here's Rashard Lewis. Over to Watson. He's going to try to drive to the rim. He's swatted away by Kelvin Cato. And now Portland gets the ball back. Ruben Patterson. Here's Stacey Ogman. Back to Isaiah Ryder. He's on the top of the key. He loses the ball caused by Ruben Patterson. Now here is a shot, and he makes it. I think that was Kelvin Cato. Now here's Jamie Watson to Jerome James. And no, that's going to be a steal. And now here's Stacey Ogman. And blocked by Jamie Watson. Now here is Rashard Lewis. He's going to try to go all the way. He's not. Now here's Rodman. Tries to post, and he makes it. Dennis Rodman. He's actually been scoring quite a bit. He's been scoring more points for the Seattle SuperSonics than he ever did with the Chicago Bulls. Kind of helps when you're not sharing with Scottie Pippen, Tony Kukoc, and Michael Jordan, as a three-pointer is made by Brown. I think that may have been D. Brown, not sure. And now here's Jamie Watson to Rashard Lewis, and he makes the easy shot. Jamie Watson has just been an absolute playmaker. He has 3 assists, but let's not also forget that he had 24 assists career high on an overtime loss to Utah. Less than a minute left to go. Now here's Kelvin Cato. He misses, and rebound Jerome James. He has now 4 rebounds. And now here's Rashard Lewis, and he is swatted away. That was Stacey Ogman with the block. Also, Jermaine O'Neal has checked in. Here's James, and he misses again. Now here's Brown. What has he got? Over the long, he's guarded by Patterson. I think it's D. Brown. I really think it's D. Brown, and Portland's really taking their time. Now here is D. Brown, and that is a layup. Over to Rashard Lewis with a jumper, and he misses, and he has been struggling this entire quarter. Now here's Stacey Ogman going for the layup. He misses again, and now here is Rashard Lewis, and now here's Jerome James, and he's fouled, and he will go to the line. He was fouled by Jermaine O'Neal, and James makes the free throw, and he misses. And no shot taken by. No shot was taken. All right, we got here. All right. Oh, I missed some. We got G Money Edits. Happy MLK Day. What's up? Nothing much. Thoughts on the Seahawks? I am absolutely horrified of the Seahawks game. And now we've got Greg Foster checking in at center. He's been getting some more playing time ever since Thomas Hamilton got traded. And oh no, a layup has been made. No one was paying attention on that. Now here's Shammond Williams. He's going to bring it up. Going to take the three-pointer, and he does make the shot. Shammond Williams is that nice spark plug off the bench. Makes you wonder what the Sonics are going to do with Tyronn Lue. And here's West. Got Greg Foster guarding Sabonis. Have somehow got himself open, and he makes the shot. And Sabonis has a really weird mustache on his face. Here is Williams for 3. He just forced it up. He's been forcing up more shots than he usually does. There's Brown. He's guarded by Sean Resprit. Walt Williams up to West. Now here's Greg Foster. Oh my goodness, a huge dunk in his face on Greg Foster. Greg Foster, who the Sonics brought in through that trade of the Hersey Hawkins trade. Let's see what Greg Foster has got. Gets it out to Williams for 3. And now that is 6 points for Shammond Williams. He is now 2 of 3 from downtown. Here's Walt Williams being guarded by Joe Stevens. He's also been a great spark plug off the bench himself. Now here's Brown. And Sabonis with the putback. Portland has been outscoring the Sonics in the paint. Maybe we should get some Jelani McCoy going, as he's trying to post on Jermaine O'Neal. Goes for the shot, and he makes it. Nice shot by Jelani McCoy. He's been filling in pretty well as a backup power forward, taking over Brian Evans. Actually, he pretty much took Brian Evans' job. Now here's Damon Stoudemire. Oh my goodness, a layup. Here's Greg Foster. He's fouled. He will go to the line. He misses the free throw. And fouled by Resprit. Here's Sabonis, and he is fouled by Foster. Now here's Sean Resprit for 3 and misses. And McCoy with the rebound. Here's Williams for 3 again. Shammond Williams is just on fire. And he has literally carried the Sonics. Now here's Damon Stoudemire. And McCoy with the rebound. Oh no, a steal by Portland. Now here's Rasheed Wallace. And he is fouled. Count it. And he will go to the line. A nice aggressive drive by Rasheed Wallace. And he will make his free throw. Now here's Jamie Watson. They got the starters back. Here's Jerome James with the dunk. Jamie Watson and Jerome James really do have a nice connection with each other. Here's Walt Williams. And oh, nice. Oh, nice defensive play by Watson. Now here is Ruben Patterson and misses. Here's Jerome James trying to get around, and he will go to the line. Just amazing defense by Jamie Watson. Makes me wonder if what is at stake for Jamie Watson for the next season, considering that the draft has a very deep class of point guards. And Rodman with the rebound, and he is blocked by Arvydas Sabonis. I just cannot believe it. Why did he go up for that? Now here is Isaiah Ryder, or J.R. Ryder, and he makes it. Now here's Watson and Lewis for three. Rashard Lewis from downtown. And now it is a 37-33 game. And steal, battered away by Watson. He goes for the dunk. And now the Sonics are now down by just 2. And that will get the crowd going. They are up on their feet, going absolutely nuts. It was the defense instigated by Watson. Now here's Ryder to Damon Stoudemire for 3, and that will shut down the crowd immediately. But Jamie Watson had a nice little sequence right there. Now here's Patterson for 3. Rodman with the rebound and blocked by Sabonis again. He used 2 hands, and Rodman is just, it's like, why are you doing this? Now here's Rashard Lewis for 3. And he makes it, answering it right back. And 49ers 15-13. What do you think of the Seahawks? Tell me what you think. Rashard Lewis is now 4 of 10. And another steal caused by Jamie Watson. And he's going to go in there with the dunk again. He is on fire. He has now tied this game. And the crowd is all hyped up again. They are screaming their lungs out. This might just actually cause the earthquake. Jackson being guarded by Lewis, kind of being double teamed. And now here is J.R. Ryder for 3, and that will shut down the crowd again. Here's Watson. He's going to bring it up. Get it to Rashard Lewis. And here's to Jerome James. Right to Rodman. And nice pass by Jerome James to Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman may have not have the rebounds that he did with Chicago, but he has still been a contributor with his putbacks, his rebounds. I know he's not getting as much rebounds, but he's also been a defensive force, 1.7 blocks per game, and fouled by Jerome James. And here's Kelvin Cato over to Stoudemire. Is he going to go for the 3? Here's Ryder for 3. Ryder with a 2, foot on the line. Now here's Jamie Watson to Dennis Rodman to Patterson for 3. And now he ties the game. He is 2 for 7 from downtown. It's unclear where his role is going to be going into next season. And Lewis with the rebound. And now here is Ruben Patterson over to Jerome James. He is fouled, and he will go to the line. He draws the foul again. And can he make his free throws? And he does. Sonics are hanging tough. They are one of the worst teams in the NBA, but they do at least keep the games close. Most of their games have been in very narrow margins. Now here's Long being guarded by Rodman. And now here's Stoudemire to Ryder for 3. And now Lewis with the rebound. And Sonics have an opportunity to break this game a little bit more open for themselves. And a steal by Ogman. Bad pass by Dennis Rodman. And here's Stacey Ogman blocked by Rashard Lewis. And now they're on their fast break, sort of. And now here's Ruben Patterson. And he misses. He missed the easy shot. And out of bounds, Sonics basketball. Now here's Lewis to Watson. Patterson for 3. Rebound. Now they're trying to quadruple team. They're trying to stack up the perimeter. But here's Ryder and Long. He misses. And now this is a last shot opportunity. Now here's Rashard Lewis for 3. No! He misses. And now we're going to go into halftime. Jerome James with 11 points and 5 rebounds. Rashard Lewis, 10 points, 4 rebounds. Rodman, 6 points, 5 rebounds, and a block. Watson's been doing a little bit of everything. 3 steals and 2 blocks. He's been a defensive force. I think they're just going to make it their starters as usual. Portland did have a sizable lead, and now all of a sudden, Seattle now has the lead. How has Sabonis been playing 8 points, but Jerome James is still outplaying him. Here's Stoudemire to Sabonis with a long jumper, and he ties the game. Here is Jamie Watson. Patterson for 3. That was an easy shot by Ruben Patterson. Again, it's still unclear where he's going to be after the 1999 NBA draft, considering how deep the class really is. And a foul by Rodman, and that will put Sabonis at the line. He makes going for his first free throw. And here's the second. And he makes it. Now here's Jamie Watson. He's going all the way in, and he makes it. Jamie Watson with now 6 points. He's been doing all the little things for the Sonics. Now here's Damon Stoudemire, blocked by Rodman again. Now here is Jamie Watson, and he drives it to the rim himself. Watson is 4 for 5. He has 3 steals. There's Damon Stoudemire being heavily guarded. They're just stacking it up on him, trying to overwhelm him. Here's Wallace for 3. And Watson with the rebound. Gets it to Rashard Lewis for 3. No. Here's Rodman with the rebound. He's fouled and he makes it. Count it. And he will go to the line for a chance for a 3-point play. And he makes it. And now it is an 8-point lead for Seattle. The chant of defense going very loud. The way the Sonics fans cheer, they might as well cause an earthquake. And now here's Sabonis, well guarded by Jerome James, but he gets the rebound. And he puts it back in. Sabonis with 14 points. Here's Watson going for the long 3. No! And misses. Now here's Jim Jackson over to Walt Williams, and he makes it. Now here's Jamie Watson to Jerome James. Now here's Rashard Lewis going for the shot, and he makes it. Rashard Lewis with that nice perimeter jumper. But he's only shooting 36% from the field, and timeout has been called by Portland. Sonics are up 59 to 53. Now here's Rasheed Wallace going for the fadeaway. Why take that shot? It was not even close. Now here's Rashard Lewis. And he misses, and Rasheed Wallace gets that rebound. Now here's Damon Stoudemire and Jackson with the dunk. Now here's Jamie Watson. He's going to bring it up himself. Patterson for 3. And Rasheed Wallace with the rebound. Stoudemire. And Wallace with the long jumper, and he makes it. And now it is cutting it down to a 2-point lead. Seattle starting to struggle. Now here's Jerome James, and he goes up against Sabonis. He is fouled, and he will go to the line. He likes to draw the fouls, but Sabonis is on his 3rd foul and causing those foul troubles. And here's Jerome James. Misses the free throw. He'll go for it. This time he makes it. He has now 12 points. Now here's Damon Stoudemire. Goes for the 3. And now here's Ruben Patterson. He's going to try the alley-oop. And Rashard Lewis makes it. It seems that this Sonics team really shouldn't be that bad. They should be like a fringe 8th seed team, but they just can't finish the games. And Stoudemire. And blocked by Watson. That was just too easy. Here's Wallace. And he makes it. Jamie Watson has gotten quite a bit of blocks. Now here is Watson. He is fouled. And he is going to go to the line. He misses the free throw. And he missed them both, but rebound by James. He's going to try to draw the foul on him, but he makes it. And a defensive 3-second violation. And they missed the free throw. Here's West. Blocked by Bennett. Rebound Resprit. Near Shammond Williams. To Joe Stevens with a long shot, and he makes it. Joe Stevens has shown that he could be a big part of this team's future. They signed him in as just pretty much as a joke. Here's Sabonis being guarded by McCoy. And Sabonis is going to try to post again. Goes for the fadeaway. And rebound Wallace. Goes for the shot and misses. And here's West. He'll make the lay-in. Here's Bennett. Resprit with a long jumper. No, and Stevens with the rebound. Gets it to Bennett. Nice pass. Unselfish play by Seattle. And the Sonics have pretty much owned this quarter. And Stoudemire for 3. And misses. Here's West to Sabonis. And he will float it in. Resprit wide open for 3. If the Sonics, man, I think they just need a good draft for 99, and they could compete for the playoffs. Here's Rasheed Wallace. Here's Wallace with a jumper and misses, and Bennett with the rebound. And he's blocked. And here comes West. Stottlemyre. Wallace going for the shot, and he misses again. And this Portland team is just absolutely just playing absolutely chaos basketball. Stevens for 3 and misses. Now here is West. He's going to go for the dunk, and he gets it. Now it's 71-65. Resprit a long 3. And Williams with the rebound. And another fast break. And here's West. Absolutely disastrous transition defense by Seattle. Here's Williams. Going to go for the shot. Doesn't always work that way. And Portland gets the ball back. Now here's Damon Stottlemyre. And he makes it. And now they just cut it to a 2-point lead. Williams gets it up. And nice passes. Gonna sneak it to Resprit for 3. And he makes it. Sean Resprit is now making the quick shots, as he could be a part of the Sonics' future. There is no word if the Sonics intend to spend on any quality free agents for next season. They don't really have the position to do that right now because they're just trying to go for the draft. Here's Stottlemyre at the buzzer, and he misses. Now it's stretch time. Home stretch now. They're going to bring out their starters, as the bench has been doing just as effective. Now here's Watson. And stolen by Portland. Now here's Lewis. He lost his place. Now here's Ryder with the dunk. Watson, he's going to take it up. Oh, no. And another turnover committed by Jamie Watson. Here's D. Brown. Goes for the jumper. He misses. And Portland is able to make it. That was Walt Williams with the basket. Now what do we got on Jamie Watson? The sets the screen. He's going to take it by himself, and he makes it. Jamie Watson has shown, like I'm saying it, maybe they don't have to draft Steve Francis because of his absolute potential. Here's Ryder. Gets it to Brown. Wallace going for the jumper. And Lewis with the rebound. Now here's Jamie Watson. Here's Patterson. Drives it, and he's fouled. He makes the first free throw, and Arvydas Sabonis is now coming in. And he misses the free throw. That was Grant Long who's checking in. Here's Ryder for 3. Jamie Watson, he's now going to bring it up. Patterson, he is contested, but he makes the 3 anyway. Ruben Patterson with 12 points. He is now 3 for 8 from downtown. Double team has been committed. Here's Ryder with another jumper. And now Rodman gets that rebound, loses the ball. Now here's Sabonis to Long. Rodman could not believe that he lost the ball. Now here's Watson to James. Here's Dennis Rodman trying to post up. It's kind of cringe to watch him post. Lewis for 3, misses. And Rodman somehow couldn't get that rebound. Here's D. Brown. And he will float it in all the way to tie the game at 80. Now here's Jamie Watson. Now here's Dennis Rodman. Lewis for 3. He makes it. That will give the Sonics back the lead. Lewis with now 17 points. There's Jim Jackson. He's going to try to drive it. He makes the easy shot. There's now 5 minutes left in the game. Here's Dennis Rodman. Going to try to post it himself. Nearly lost the ball. Now here's Rodman. Over to Lewis. Watson for 3. And he misses. Here's Williams. And he gets that layup. Here's Jamie Watson. He's going to try to drive it. Oh my goodness. What excellent moves by Jamie Watson. He has now 12 points. He has 6 assists, 4 rebounds, 3 blocks, and 3 steals, but he has 3 turnovers. Now here's Wallace for 3. He's really got to stop shooting the threes because it's just not working for him. Watson's going to slowly bring it up. Now he's going to try to drive it to himself. And the foul to get him 15 points. And he does. Jamie Watson has been on fire. They're going to get some of their players some rest, their starters. Here's Ryder for 3. And James, and now he throws it all the way. And here's Watson going to try to drive it himself. And misses. Jerome James with 14 points. Here's Walt Williams. Nice pass to Stollmeyer, and he makes it. And timeout's been called by Seattle. Sonics are up by just 2 points. But can they keep it up? Here's Bresprit. Going to try to do some nice street ball dribble moves. Goes for the shot. And misses. And a fast break opportunity. Here's Ryder. And he makes it. And the game is tied. It is now 88 all. Here's Bresprit. Williams for 3. Of course he makes it. And now it's 91 to 88. And timeout has been called. Mike Dunleavy has that very frustrated look on his face. And Rasheed Wallace goes for the jumper. And he's been struggling all game. Fouled. And he makes it. Count it. Fouled by Foster. And he will go to the line to try to finish this off. No, he missed the free throw. Now here's Shammond Williams with the alley-oop to Stevens. Damon Stollmeyer brings it up. Now here's Jim Jackson. Damon Stollmeyer for 3. No, rebound. And he misses again. Now here's Sean Resprit. He misses. Now I think it's going to be safe to bring the starters back on. We're going to have Shammond Williams probably be the finisher. Here's Damon Stollmeyer. Just walks to the rim. Shammond Williams really is the only reason why there's so much into this. Stevens for 3. Oh my goodness. I wonder if this guy even has value. I wonder what kind of value this guy has. 96 to 92. Here's Stottlemyre. Here's Sabonis. Makes the easy layup. Here's Watson going for the jumper and misses. Now you're, oh, and Jackson was just wide open. Here's Jerome James going to try to post up and misses. Now here's Rodman, and he misses himself. Here's Rasheed Wallace. Damon Stottlemyre, he makes it. And now it is a 2-point game. Sonics are been fighting this entire game, and now here is Rodman, and he's able to throw that in there. Rodman with 11 points. Every Sonic starter is on double figures today. Here's Stottlemyre and Rasheed Wallace. Stottlemyre still taking it up top. Now here is Sabonis. And now here's Wallace for three. No! And Watson with the rebound. What do we got here? Here's Williams. He misses. And Portland has a chance to take this lead. Here's Jim Jackson for three. He misses. And the Sonics have a chance to once again take the lead. Here's Rodman. No! And a steal by Portland, and they have a chance to take this lead or let alone win the game. What are they going to do here? Just a lot of standing around. And Jim Jackson, what has he got? I think they're holding it to the last shot. Here's Sabonis, and he misses. Timeout, Seattle. Going to be up to the Sonics. They're going to bring in Sean Resprit, strangely in, for Shammond Williams. And now here is Jamie Watson. He's going to try to bring it himself. And Rodman going for the win. Oh my goodness! What just happened? Dennis Rodman, he made the unusual buzzer beater. He just took a jumper and he makes it. I'm not even like screaming excitement. I'm just like in shock. And the Sonics, they have gotten away with a victory on an unorthodox jump shot by Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman, out of all players, makes the buzzer beater. I cannot believe that. And the player of the game goes to Jamie Watson. That's just hilarious. It's like the way he shot it, he just looked completely drunk. That's the funny part. And let's look at the final stats. Rashard Lewis, 17 points, 7 rebounds. Jamie Watson, 15 points, 5 rebounds, 8 assists, 3 blocks, 3 steals. Jerome James, 14 points and 8 rebounds. Dennis Rodman, 13 points, 9 rebounds, including an unusual, just weird jump shot. Ruben Patterson with 12 points, 4 assists. Stevens made his shots. Wow. I can't believe that. That's just the stupidest jump shot I have ever done. Like, I'm absolutely just like, what did I just see? That's exactly how I feel. Dennis Rodman just making a buzzer beater. That's probably the stupidest thing I have ever seen. Here was the jump shot, by the way, if anyone wants to see it. Here was Watson. Just handed it to Rodman. Went for the jumper. And he somehow made it. I don't even know. Well, again, that was the stupidest buzzer beater I've ever. No, I'm not trading. No. Wait. Where are the Nets at, though? For William Cunningham? No. I'm not going to make that trade. Plus, how are the Nets doing anyway? They just want Sean Respert. That's what it is. But I like him, though. Now let's see how happy Shammond Williams is or how unhappy he is. The number of minutes Williams is getting each game is very unacceptable. Either play him more or start exploring trade possibilities. Let's see what's really in the market for Shammond Williams. First, I want to see where the standings are at. Power rankings. Sonics are still number 2 as the second worst team in the NBA. So I'm very much still in track to get possibly the number 1 overall pick. All right, let's see what trades. Shammond Williams, how much is he worth? Just to get Eric Snow. What kind of an insult trade is that? I could get Paul Grant with a B potential, but only a second rounder. I think I'm only going to be keen on first round picks. No, I'm not doing that. Just to get Pooh Richardson. There's just nothing like convincing for me. Like, I'm sorry, Williams, but I don't have a trade that I want other than to, like, what, cut salary, basically? No. And they want me to give up Sonic's first round picks? Are they insane? Maybe to get Matt Maloney. Yeah, if I want Antonio Daniels, but no. No. Nope. Sorry, buddy. You're stuck, man. I ain't trading you. Now, what if I packaged for... That was Jamie Watson just... Okay, what if you want Joe Stevens? See, it's the same thing. I'm not going to get anything good, so why are you even bothering me to trade? It ain't going to happen, kid. Nope. Sorry. Not trading. Next is going to be the San Antonio Spurs. And when will I be back? I think I'll be back Wednesday night. Yeah, I'll shoot for Wednesday night. Wednesday night is when I'll come back. I'll do Wednesday night for the Sonics and the Spurs. Tomorrow I won't be able to for reasons. But anyways, thank you for being here. I'm taking off. Have a good night. Bring back our Sonics.